Greetings, my fellow lovers of amazing vape. This is Joe of All Vapes coming at you in a late night in the vape cave. My eyes are a little bit droopy, my head is a little bit loopy, but you know what? I'm going to keep it together because we've got some awesome stuff to talk about. So, once in a great while, a really good e-juice brand will open my eyes and my taste buds enough to really want to sing their praise. And, you know, I share everything with you guys, especially when it comes to new mods, new accessories, new e-juice, and new information coming up in the vaping community. Trabuco Vapor Company is a company out of Orange County, California, pretty close to where I was born and raised in San Jose, California. So it kind of hits a little bit to heart for me. It brings back a lot of great memories, and the reason I touch base on that is that these guys make 4 signature flavors, actually 5, but the 5th one we're going to talk about later because they don't have that out on their website yet. But 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go onto their website, which I know you guys are going to do, each one of these individual flavor profiles, they've got a really cool little story based around the historical significance of Orange County, California. And it's really, really neat. You can learn something. I learned a lot that I didn't know about. It's really cool stuff. Probably forgot about, to be honest with you. I did go for the California school system. So first of all, when you're going to go online, you're going to get the 4-bottle box. I know you guys are going to get this, so I'm just going to show you what they sent me. And when you open this bad boy up, this is what you're going to see. See if we can keep the bottles from falling out. And this is a really high quality setup that they got going on right here. Now the inside card here is sort of like the about section that you might see on a website, and you'll definitely see parts of this. It's just got a little bit of kind of what goes into their liquid, the process that they use, just a little snippet, just kind of give you an idea as to what's going on. You got some traditional box fluff on the back there, which is kind of like, it's like old straw that you might find at a barn or something like that. And if you'll notice on the inside right here where my thumb is, it is a little burnt on label on a piece of wood that says Trabuco Vapor Company. And the reason that's there is that they are also wooden millwork as well. And let me show you this badass little handmade wooden mod and battery caddy that they sent me. This thing is totally tubular. 100% handmade, and they make these out of exotic and rare woods. You can buy this stuff on their website as well. If you don't see it there, inquire upon it. They also make handmade drip tips out of the same kind of wood. Totally badass. I'm going to have to go out and buy another 2 mods to fit this. Darn it, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely going to be getting some of those drip tips in the future. So first of all, what I'm going to do is unload all of these nifty little bottles. And we're going to look at the label. We're going to look at how they put the packaging together, a little bit of the marketing. And like usual, we're going to get into the flavor profiles. So what I want to do is read to you the individual flavor description on each and every one of these. I really, really want to emphasize the quality that goes into this. Got my little cheat sheet here because there's a lot of information, but most of the information I'm going to put in the description below because I'm just going to swell this forward, and I don't want an hour-long video here, you know what I'm saying? Now, the first flavor is Blackstar. Let's talk about the labels. Number one, it definitely has a little bit of an Old West kind of a quality to it. Now, I put a little slit in the wax covering on the top of this because I'm anal that way and OCD, and I don't want to throw away cool little things like that. I really love that neat little touch that they put into this. Now on the back, you're going to see the tobacco is the type is Virginia, and then it says the nicotine, which is 3 milligrams. You guys know how I like it, and then the batch number and the made on date right on the back. And then, of course, you get the TrabucoVapors.com on the bottom of the label, some incidental little information there, is that this stuff is 100% VG. Now, for those nerds out there, kind of like me, you guys know that PG traditionally is a better flavor carrier. However, that's for traditional stuff. Trabuco Vapor Company is completely outside the box. So I need you to take your brain and throw it somewhere else for now, because we're talking about something completely different. This is 3-year-old Virginia flue-cured tobacco. Try saying that 3 times fast. Believe me, you don't know how many takes I've made on this one video alone. But I digress. Unbelievably amazing stuff. The way that they formulate and put together the extraction process of the tobacco flavor is incredibly unique. The utmost amount of pride, enthusiasm, and passion goes into this brand. It's unbelievable. Now, these guys already came away from Paris, France, just very, very recently this year, to a massive vapor convention over there in Europe. And apparently the French love this stuff. It's a completely outside the box flavor setup. Like I said, a profile like you guys have never tasted. So between the Flue-cured Virginia tobacco, they've also got some burley tobacco, just different levels of earthiness and boldness, you know, just to that really, really traditional quality taste to a very good tobacco. And there's a lot of pipe smokers out there. Some of you guys may be those. And I mean, you know, there's a reason why a really, really high quality tobacco hand rolled cigar can cost like $50 on the low end, because people really enjoy a really high quality, good flavored tobacco. And this company, Trabuco, is, in my personal opinion, the best out on the market. Now, you've got a lot of good flavors out there that have influenced like the RY4s and the RY5s and stuff like that. Basically, what they do is they start out with a base flavor and then they put in some typical, you know, quality or sometimes higher quality tobacco flavors. But that stuff doesn't even compare to this. Completely different on this end. So the Blackstar, once again, really quality flavor, a savory sweet extract of uncut flue-cured Virginia tobacco with a sweet honey graham cracker finish. This one was my absolute favorite out of the four. Very deep, very earthy tobacco, but it's incredibly clean tasting. And they get this extract from untreated whole tobacco leaves, infused with specific spices to make sure that the mixology in the blend comes out perfect. The best way that I can describe this that sort of makes sense to a vapor's palate would almost be kind of like a sweet and crumbly, crusty tobacco pie, almost. That's really the best way to describe the Blackstar. It is light while also being very bold and earthy. The flavors are such high quality as far as everything separated from the tobacco. It comes out in just this really nice medley, a melange of just unbelievable flavor, while everything complements the tobacco. So the tobacco is definitely not the secondary. It is the very first flavor that you're going to taste, and underneath that is just this really buttery, kind of a grainy, really deep, earthy undertone of that graham cracker crust, a little bit buttery and just very sweet and amazing to the flavor. This is something that you're going to want to savor. All of these flavors are on par with that. You're just going to want to savor it. And the flavor never dies, so you don't have to worry about that. This is not stuff you force vape. This is like a fine whiskey that you sip. Definitely trust me on this one. Do not doubt me. The next flavor we're going to talk about is Silverado. And like I said, all the labels are pretty much very similar in how they present themselves. Kind of got that Old West feel to it. Now the Silverado, once again, the Virginia and burley cut tobacco this time. But this one comes with a little bit of Irish whiskey topped with hints of wild honey. Now this one was a little bit reminiscent of kind of like Irish cream. You know, I'm a girl drink drunk. What can I say? I love sipping on Irish cream at night, sometimes after a long day at work or in the holidays. But this time they've replaced kind of that creamy flavor that is pretty traditional, because there's a ton of Irish creams out on the market. And I'm comparing it to that because the honey sort of, you know, gave me that reminiscence of a good Irish cream. Very sweet, but honey still has kind of a depth to it. Not a very strong depth, but the tobacco took care of that. Now with a little bit of the burley tobacco, gave it just a little bit of a different flavor. I am not a tobacco aficionado, so I don't necessarily know a ton of one from the other, but I can tell the difference between certain subtleties and hints of different types of tobaccos. This one was a really, really amazing flavor. I typically also do not like e-liquors. You know, a lot of you guys have tasted like mixed drink e-liquids. Sometimes they really just don't do it for me. But the whiskey flavor on this was incredibly high quality, which doesn't really surprise me because they only have 5 total flavors. Like I said, the brand new flavor we'll talk about. They don't have it out yet, but they're getting there. You know, and when you put so much of your passion into just one specific flavor profile and then throw everything else in there just to kind of complement it, you know all the other flavors that complement it are going to be just as high quality, which is exactly where this was. This one reminded me of a really, really high quality mixed drink that you just sip and you savor. It's a very high quality whiskey. I'm not totally a whiskey lover, but you know what? If I didn't have this stuff, I would be smoking on a really, really high quality cigar and sipping some amazing whiskey both at the same time. But I never thought about throwing some high quality, sweet, earthy honey into the mix. Really, really tasty, really, really different. You guys got to break yourselves outside of the box and really try this one out. I don't care if you're a dessert vapor, if you're a fruit flavored vapor, you like the breakfast, you like the menthols, think about something different just for a while. Trust me on this one, you're not going to go wrong with these flavors. The next flavor is going to be Capistrano. A little bit lighter in color, and you'll know why as soon as you hear the flavor, is a dark spiced rum garnished with blueberry and vanilla notes. Really, really tasty on this one. You guys know that I'm a big time blueberry lover. Anything with blueberries is really, really good for me. And a lot of the time on the fruit flavored vapes, the blueberries are kind of the higher, just a stronger flavor. That's usually typically what I taste first. But the quality of the tobacco, once again, is the first thing that you're getting on the inhale. Now the vanilla, interestingly enough, was what I got on the inhale on the second note. So the blueberries really kind of came through on the back end, made everything nice and happy, but the vanilla is really what kept everything wonderfully collected, and it's just a really nice mixology. The blend is a tertiary blend, so you're hitting the tobacco flavor with the vanilla on the inhale and the blueberry and the tobacco once again on the exhale. So it's something very, very different from the other two, totally complementary of each other, another high quality vape from Trabuco. And the fourth and final flavor in the 4-bottle box is Portola. This one was really, really cool. Once again, burley and Virginia tobacco with a subtle vanilla finish. So this one's just a little bit more simple, traditional more so to the RY4s or the RY5s. A lot of you guys that just, straight up dig a lot of the RY4s or don't really like to branch out past that level, this is something totally different. It's a stronger flavor because the tobacco is so high quality, and it is, a tobacco vape. So don't expect something so novelty. This is something that is incredibly high quality and very classy. I'm not saying anything against any other brands. There's a lot of good, classy brands out on there. Like I said, some of the best brands I align with only. And, there's quality in labeling, there's quality in marketing, but you know what? What only matters to me is quality in the final product. I will rep a company, I will rep a brand and a flavor, or just recommend it to the average person if the quality of the vape is really, really good. And I can pick it apart because I got a fairly discerning palate, but this one was earthy and bold while being light and smooth at the same time. And that is the key word, smooth. The vanilla was very, very high quality. Once again, you're going to be hearing me say high quality very often, but it tasted more like a vanilla bean otherwise, kind of like a good French vanilla ice cream. Has that really sweet and earthy, but really, really kind of a deep cream flavor to it almost. On top of a really bold but yet mild, different tobacco flavor taste. Very, very good extract to it, so the two complemented each other. And though there were two flavors on this, it wasn't really a binary blend by way of you taste one on the inhale and one on the exhale. This was a really, really solid mixology blend of the two. Both of those together on the inhale and the exhale. I love it that way. Most of the time, other than kind of the binaries where it's one and then the other on the inhale and exhale, because it's something to enjoy every single time. I know that I'm not going to be left with a bad aftertaste in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And nobody likes to have to force vape something. So that is the fourth flavor. Now, the fifth flavor is, looking for my tiny little bottle here, is a flavor that they call Balboa. Once again, 100% VG on this guy, so nice and thick. You're going to get rich, dense clouds out of this guy. Now, I have sub-ohmed and dripped all of these flavors. I personally can't tell too much of a difference between the two. Typically, when you drip it, the flavor quality comes through just a little bit heavier. But The quality of this is whether what shines through. Now, the Balboa, the flavor of their fifth flavor, which is coming out on the market pretty soon, is a wild berry and Virginia flue-cured tobacco. And on this one, I'm tasting blueberries, I'm tasting blackberries, raspberries, maybe some loganberries in there or something. Very exotic flavors, but I was really super impressed by just the quality of the extracts of the berry flavors to this. Very, very true to profile. And those of you that have watched a lot of my reviews know that true to profile is just magic to my ears. That shows me that the passion and quality and the time it took to find the best ingredients to go into this e-liquid was all that mattered to these guys. On top of their 3-year-old aged, whole, untreated, natural tobacco leaf flavor extract, you have got something so amazing. It's just out of this world, out of sight, comparable to no other company that I have ever reviewed or personally tried. And I put my word to that. You have my word. They aren't paying me to say this. You know what I'm saying? They're just a really good company with a really good product. And this time, I got to be honest with you, I contacted them. I was like, you know what? This looks really, really good. It's outside of anything that I've ever reviewed, and I'd like to try it out so that I can tell the vaping community about this amazing company. And they were down for it, man. They were down with the Joe of all vapes. So let's just talk a little bit about kind of the incidentals. First of all, you can get this stuff in anywhere between 3, 6, and 12 milligrams at about 25 bucks for a 20 milliliter bottle. And not only that, yeah, you can get these little awesome wax covered bottles. These are really, really cool. I love just kind of that old school traditional look, but you can also get it in the ever so convenient drip tip bottle. And obviously that's kind of a no-brainer. It's really, really simple to do this. Now, these are screw tops, so you can get a couple of these, and then once you're done with this, you can just take the screw, a dripper off, and then put it on that one once you've taken the wax off. But a couple different flavors here, and they all, here's a different label for you here. Between the two, as you can kind of compare the difference, but amazing, amazing flavors here. So I know what you guys are thinking. I want to get some of this stuff for myself. Joe's been talking about it for the better part of 20 minutes. I want him to shut up so I can get some. Please do. So follow the link in the description below. And once you do, in the cart, here's the discount code that's going to save you a little bit of cash. Joe of all vapes 35. And that's right up here, Joe of all vapes, the letters 3 and 5, and that's going to give you a discount on pretty much everything that they have. Now, that's exclusive to my YouTube subscribers. Eventually, I might kind of trickle it down into Instagram as we go along or something. Of course, I probably will. Anyways, I don't want anybody to miss out on this amazing stuff. Trabuco Vapor Company really went out of their way to give me that discount just so I could share it with you guys and express my incredible gratitude onto this company. So Trabuco, thank you so much for having the patience to stick it out and let me do this review of your amazing line of traditional tobacco flavors with just a very unique flair with some very comfortable and familiar flavors to it. I really, really appreciate it, and I know you guys are all going to love this stuff. Please take my word for it and do not doubt me. Trabuco has it where it's going on as far as tobacco vapes. You will never try another one once you've tried this company. So if you guys dug this review, and I really appreciate your support, please spread the word here at Joe of all Vapes on my YouTube channel. Check me out on Instagram at Joe of all Vapes _2. Got some boss giveaways coming up pretty soon. I've hit the 10,000 follower mark, which means there's a really good giveaway coming up for that. I'm still compiling it, so don't worry if it takes a little bit longer towards the end of May 2016. I'm still going to throw something together for you guys. Now, let's talk about advocacy for just a little bit. So we kind of took a bite from the Federal Drug Administration, and this one's a bite in the ass for us. It's not a major defeat, but it is a pretty damn big one. So all of us have to be 21 and over. The regulations are just going to keep going up, guys. But like I said, like many of you guys who are on Instagram and social media have seen, the fight is not over. You really, really need to get off your asses and go do something about this. We need to sign that petition to try and overturn HR 2028, I believe is what it's called. I signed the petition. I joined CASA. Go onto the bottom of my description of every single one of my videos below and follow the link to join CASA. That is the organization that raises the advocacy to make sure that we can all keep doing this kind of stuff. This is to make sure the Trabuco Vapors, dude, they are in that state. They're getting screwed. And it is not long until me and Oregon and all of you guys across the nation, it's going to trickle down to you guys. And as soon as the feds get their grubby little mitts into regulation on everything that we do, I mean, it's going to make it a mess, guys. So make sure that you sign those petitions, get a hold of your state senators, let people know, sign the emails, and just do your part, because we want to keep making sure that this continues to thrive and stays alive, so we can enjoy doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to leave you at a positive note. As usual, love yourselves, love each other, keep the advocacy alive, and you keep it clouded.